Hi guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashlyn and I'm so glad you're here. Today I'm just going to be answering a ton of questions. I get asked a ton of questions about myself, about what I do, and about random things about my life, so I'm just going to answer them all here. I realize I've never fully introduced myself anywhere, so I'm going to do that now. I've never done like a get to know me, or I've never formally introduced myself ever, so if you don't know me in real life, you probably don't know too much about me other than what I put on my social media. So I'm going to be answering some questions today, so let's get into it. I put a poll on my Instagram to just ask me anything. I have all of the responses on my phone, so I'm gonna go through and try to answer most of them. So I get a ton of questions about what I do every day, what my job is, and just who I am. So my name's Ashlyn, I'm 24 years old. I recently became a certified personal trainer. I also am a certified therapeutic recreation specialist. So I'm a CTRS and I live in North Carolina, so I'm also an LRT, which is a licensed rec therapist. I went to college at UNC Wilmington and I graduated with a Bachelor of Arts in Recreation Therapy. What is your job? What's your occupation? Living at 3 is so nice. What do you do for your job? What is your job? Job description? What's your full-time job? Okay, so a ton about this. I've also gotten DMs before being like, why are you gatekeeping your job? I am absolutely not gatekeeping my job at all. I just have never really felt comfortable saying it anywhere. I just don't fully feel comfortable telling people like where I work. They're like, what's your job description? Where do you work? I'm like, that's kind of weird. But today I'm a CTRS, I'm an LRT, I'm a CPT. I work in an independent living community. I'm the wellness director, so I do fitness classes all day, health assessments, fun stuff like that. It's so fun, so rewarding. I love it. I've been doing this for a little over a year. At the same place before, I was doing life enrichment, so I was doing all of the parties, all of the outings, everything like that. And then the wellness position kind of just landed in my lap and it resonated with me so much more. I was already studying to get my CPT. I did a lot of exercise, anatomy, and physiology and stuff in college, and I love fitness, so this job's very fitting for me and I love it. So I work from 7 to 3 or 7 to 3:30ish. I'm not really sure. I just got lucky. I do most of my classes in the morning, so afternoons are more chill, so it just works out for me personally to be there earlier and to leave earlier. So yeah, I'm not sure honestly how I work 7 to 3. I used to work 9 to 5 and it just like slowly turned into 7 to 3 in my new position. I love it so much because I'm already up, so I'm like, I may as well just go to work after the gym. So that is my full-time job. I also obviously do social media, so I work with multiple brands, do some brand deals, stuff like that, which is so much fun. I also have a bunch of questions about this. How did you start creating content? What got you into working out? I have time for friends, family, boyfriend. How do I balance it all with work and gym? How did I start posting? How did I get started in my fitness journey? How did I start working with fitness brands? Okay, so there's a ton like that. Personally, I just always loved making videos. Like I have another YouTube channel somewhere with all the videos I used to make with my old friends in like middle school. I would just video them all the time and make my little videos in iMovie. I've always loved taking videos, editing videos, creating them, adding the music. It's so much fun. So I think I started posting on TikTok in college. I think like you can go back. There's some really bad ones. And I never really took it seriously. I didn't start posting because I wanted to get brand deals or I wanted to make money or I wanted to get free stuff. Like that came a lot later. That came like years after I started making videos, which for some people, it starts fast. For me, I just loved making videos. So I always made little outfit videos, little workout, kind of like day vlogs. They're like super quick, super choppy and quick day vlogs. And once I got a full-time job, that's when I started posting more like before work content. And I think that enjoying what you're creating and putting it out there like for you is so important, because my videos could get no likes and I'd be like, hee hee hee, like I'm watching them, I love them. So as long as you love the videos that you're posting, I think that's the most important thing. And for me, somehow it transformed into something lucrative. If my friends are wanting to start posting, I'm like, just do it. And they're like, I'm embarrassed. I'm like, it's only embarrassing if you're embarrassed. Like, I'm not embarrassed. I used to be like, oh my gosh, like, what are people from school gonna say? I do not care anymore. And not even because like it's become a job for me as well, but I don't know, once you stop caring, it's so much more fun. So I just have so much fun with posting. And if you're wanting it to be your job, I guess my advice would be to kind of like find your niche, reach out to brands you want to work with, see if they do like UGC content or if they do gifted collabs and start with that. I started with gifted collabs and now all my collabs are paid. So start small, and if you keep posting, keep being consistent, like gain a following. Like I feel like everybody that comments on my videos are my friends. Like most of them I've never even met before, but I'm like, I love them so much. I don't even know where I'm going with this, but always loved making videos, and I guess somehow that turned into a job for me somehow. I also get asked if I would ever do social media full time. No, I truly don't think I can. Anytime I think I can is when I'll like happen to check my comments that day and there's like the meanest comments ever. I feel like I've worked too hard in my schooling and all my certifications that I've gotten thus far to just stop using them. I don't think me editing videos and like taking videos of myself could ever be my full-time job. I would love one day to do online coaching full-time. I think that would be amazing. I don't know, social media just feels like it's just like a fun thing I do that has become a job, but I would never want it to be my only job, if that makes sense. What camera do I use to shoot my vlogs for YouTube? The one I'm filming on right now is the Sony ZV-1 Mark II. I also get questions all the time. I post with this camera. This is the Canon G7X Mark III, so it's the newest one. I love this one because it looks like a film camera. This one is also great for videos, but I just prefer how the Sony looks. The Sony is so crisp and clean, and it focuses in like a second. I think it's amazing. I think if I were to choose for the two, for videos, 1000% the Sony. For photos, definitely the Canon. I got the Canon because for the flash photos on this are insane. The Sony does not have a flash, so keep that in mind. The photos are still super good, but there's no flash. You can get a little flash to go on it, but it's not really the same. Okay, I have a couple. How long have I been working out? How long have I been into fitness? My whole life I was super active. Growing up, I did dance. I did like tap, jazz, ballet, acrobatics, all that jazz. I played softball. Once it got to like 7th grade and you could play school sports, I started doing volleyball and softball. I'm not the most sporty person ever. I was never the best. So I played throughout middle school and some of high school, and once I stopped playing sports in high school, I was like, what am I gonna do with myself? That's when I started going to the gym. I had no idea what I was doing. I was so insecure. I just wanted to shrink myself. I just wanted to do cardio all day. Like, it makes me so sad to look back on, and I wish that I had somebody that was like, no, do this. But that was like 2017, 2016. So like you couldn't just TikTok like how to do hip thrusts. So for a few years, I was definitely not doing anything right, but I was starting to love the gym, starting to feel confident. I have been going to the gym probably for like 8+ years. But like I said, I definitely was not properly fueling myself at first. I did not have correct form. I didn't know when to take rest days. I got some questions like, how do you know what exercises to do? Could you share how you found the gym? What steps did you take to start your routine? Did you just wake up one day? Have you always been an early bird, or did you have to train your mind and body to be that way? My routine that I have now, I've been doing that for about 3 years. I started it when I did my internship. My senior semester of college, I did an internship that was full-time, and I was like, I want to start going to the gym before, and I started then and I kept it up. But then once I graduated, I had like a month before I started my full-time job, and once I started my full-time job, that day, the first day I started my full-time job was the first day like I started going before work, and I have not gone back since. It's been almost 3 years and I've stuck with it. So I'm a certified personal trainer now, which helps a lot with creating workouts and stuff like that. But in high school, I wanted to be a physical therapist, so I became obsessed with all the muscles and learning how to use things correctly and learning what muscle did what and how to grow that and so on and so forth. That gave me a good basis for working out because, like I said, I worked out for like 7 years before I became a personal trainer. I also did a lot of exercise anatomy and physiology classes in college, and then honestly just trial and error. There's certain exercises that I like that I know that I want to do, and there's other exercises that I'm like, I'm not doing that and I'm not putting that in my workout routine. Before I get to the gym, I always have a plan. So even before I was a personal trainer, I'd be like, okay, I want to do my glutes today. So what are all glute focus exercises? So I would do stuff like hip thrust, RDLs, step ups, kickbacks. And then if I wanted to do a quad focus leg day, I'm like, okay, well, what exercises work the quads? So I would do heel elevated goblet squats, lunges, leg extensions, thinking and knowing what you want to work out before you get to the gym, and then knowing what exercises work that. If you don't know that, if you're not sure, if you're like, I don't know what a quad is, I don't know what exercises do that, honestly, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, there is so much media out there now. There is so much helpful content out there now. It would have been so much better if when I started going to the gym, we had what we have now. Like, social media has boomed and there's so much information everywhere that you can just easily, like, you can just be like, okay, glute workout, bam, this girl has a glute workout video, I'm saving that, I'm gonna learn it, I'm gonna go to the gym, and I'm gonna do the same thing. So nowadays it's a lot easier, but just trial and error, figuring out what works for you, what you want to build before you get to the gym is very helpful. Do you have a gym guide? Do you have workout guides? Do you train people? So like I said, I would love to do one-on-one training. Hopefully in the new year, I can figure something out like that. But I'm actually so excited because in January, I'm doing a 4-week challenge. I am so excited. This is a great way to get into fitness. If you just need guidance or if you just need it to be there for you, everything is going to be right there. I'm doing a 3-day split, 4-day split, 5-day split at the gym. I'm gonna do a bunch of at-home options. So with dumbbells, body weight with bands, stuff like that. Lots of good high protein recipes. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. So I do not train people right now. I'm going to start with a challenge and kind of see how it works out with my schedule, see how people respond to it, if they are wanting more one-on-one or if they like the challenge aspect. So I'm gonna see that first, but if you wanna join, it's going to be super fun. It starts January 6th, so keep an eye out for that. I just wanna help people build new habits and stay motivated. So yeah, I also get a ton of questions about how I stay motivated, how I get up in the morning. Honestly, like someone said, did I just wake up one day or did I have to train myself? I honestly just woke up one day, like I wanted to do it. Like I said, when I started my internship, I was like, you know what? I wanna go to the gym before. So I was like, okay, I have to be at work at 8. So what time do I need to wake up? I just took what time I needed to be there and then went backwards from that. So I need to be there at 8, then I need to leave by 7:45. And if I need to leave by 7:45, then I need to have breakfast ready by 7:30. And if I need to have breakfast ready by 7:30, then I need to be back from the gym, ready to shower and change at 7. So if I want to work out for an hour, then I need to get to the gym at 6. And if I want to get to the gym at 6, then I need to wake up at like 5:45, 5:50. That sounds so silly, but that's literally what I did. And it just stuck. Like, you just have to do it. You also have to make sure you're getting enough sleep, because I see a lot of people, they're like, how can I do this if I go to bed at 12? Well, you can, but it's not going to be sustainable. You have to have enough sleep. You cannot be physically exerting your body so much and then not letting it leave rest. You need to fully rest. You need to properly fuel yourself too, but sleep is a huge thing. I go to bed at like 9:30 every night. If I'm getting up at 5, if I need to get up earlier, then I'll go to bed earlier. If I'm able to wake up later, then I'll go to bed a little bit later. That's really most of it. Like, you just have to do it. You just have to do it because nobody's going to do it for you. I kept being like, oh, I want to be a morning person. And I was like, I can literally just wake up. Like, anybody can be a morning person. Granted, I know some people work at night or some people work late. That's different. If you're not able to get up super early, then find what works for you. And I don't even think it's motivation at this point. I don't even know. I would say it's more discipline, I guess. It's just, I've done it for so long. It's just a part of my routine. I think it probably took like a week or so to stick. You have to stick to it. You can't just wake up one day at 5:45 and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. I'm not able to do this. Give it a few more days. Give it a week. Give it 2 weeks. If you hate it, that's okay. You don't have to be a morning person, but if you really want to be, you can. You just have to have the inner discipline to do it. Also, intrinsic motivation, doing it for you, wanting to do it. I was like, oh my gosh, I want to do this so bad. I could have my workout done before I even get to work for the day. So then when I'm done work, I can walk Clover, I can cook dinner, I can clean the house, I can hang out with my friends. So I was intrinsically motivated to do it, wanted to do it. I put my mind to it. It's 3 years later and I still do it every day. So I guess a little bit of discipline, motivation obviously, but motivation is not always gonna be there. Some days you're gonna be like, I wanna lay in bed all day. And also that's fine, because sometimes I wake up and I'm like, I'm sore, I don't wanna go to the gym. I'll go back to bed. That's also fine too. Like, knowing when to rest is okay. But if it's to a point where you're just using it as an excuse, that's when the discipline comes in and you're like, no, I'm getting up. I already planned to do this back and biceps workout. I'm getting up, I'm gonna get it done. And majority of the time, once you get there, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I did this. I feel so good. I feel so accomplished, yada, yada, yada. Intrinsic motivation, discipline, and just starting. Like, you have to start somewhere. How tall are you? My height, how tall I am. I get a bunch of questions about how tall I am. I'm 5'10" and a half, 5'11". I want to say 5'10" and a half. Yeah, that's how tall I am. Do I track macros? I do not track macros. I do not track calories. Really, the only thing I track is protein, and I don't write anything down. It's just, at this point, it's just in my head. Like, I know how much protein is in something. So that's just me personally. I eat intuitively. I don't track anything. If you are specifically wanting to lose weight or be in a deficit, then you should probably track. If you're wanting to be in a caloric surplus and bulk, then you should also probably track. Everybody is so different. So that's why I would never tell anybody like how many calories I eat a day, because I'm highly active. I'm 5'10"-ish. Like, my body is not the same as yours. I just feel like that's unhealthy unless you have the exact same statistics as me and you do the exact same activity level and it's this whole thing. But personally, I don't. When I was younger and I first started with the gym, I had a pretty bad relationship with food. And I was pretty restrictive, so I don't ever want to be like that again. So I just try to focus on whole foods, and I make sure I'm getting like at least 130 to 150 grams of protein a day. Do I eat out other food than your meal prep food? Absolutely. One thing about me, eating is literally my favorite thing to do. Going out to eat is one of my favorite things. Absolutely, I eat other food than my meal prep. I just meal prep because I want to make sure I'm getting enough protein while I'm at work, because I can't cook. If I could eat out every day, I would. I do like to cook, but absolutely, I would say I kind of follow an 80-20 rule. So 80% of the time I will try to eat healthy, whole foods that are high in protein. 20% of the time, I don't care. And I'll go out to eat with my friends. I won't worry about how many calories are in something, how much fat is in something, how many carbs something is. Like, no, I love to eat, and I think that's what true balance is being able to enjoy. Like, I love enjoying food. I would be so sad if I didn't go out to eat. So that's me personally. If you love meal prepping and you want to meal prep and eat every meal prepped, that is so fine. But for me, I would never be like, no, you can't go out to eat. That is literally my favorite thing in the world. I'm so sorry if I make it seem like I only meal prep, because that is very much not true. Where do I live? That place looks beautiful. I live in North Carolina. I was born and raised. I've always lived in North Carolina. So I grew up in the Outer Banks of North Carolina, went to school in Wilmington, and I'm still here. So yeah, I've always lived Eastern Coastal North Carolina. Okay, I have a few questions. If I drink alcohol, I would say I maybe drink once a month or once every other month. I don't have anything against alcohol. Like, I drank a ton in college. I love a wine night. I love margaritas. I used to love going out. I'm just not in that like era of my life anymore. So that's why I don't really drink anymore. I love like a drink with dinner sometimes, but I would say I maybe drink like, yeah, probably once every other month. Same thing with that, everything in moderation. I just don't enjoy being hungover, and I don't really enjoy being drunk that much, so I don't drink very often, but it's not like I would never drink again. It's just not like a regular thing. How old is Clover? So cute. Clover will be 5 in February. Hey, can you say hi? Say hi. Okay. Clover is the love of my life. She is the best girl ever. She literally is perfect, and she will just lay with me all day. Like, oh, she's my soul dog. She's the best. And I also get questions of what I do with Clover while I'm at work, because I do leave early in the morning. I don't get back until 3 or 3:30. This kind of goes in hand with a few of the other questions. I have a bunch of questions. If I'm single, if I have a boyfriend, why I'm single. I'm not single. I do have a boyfriend. We've been together for a little over 6 years. He just isn't a social media guy, which I don't blame. So he's in some of my videos. Like, if you watch all of my videos, you'll see he's in some of them, or like I'll say something about him. What I was getting at was that he works from home, so she's with him all day, and she's just the best. Yeah, I got sidetracked. The question was literally, how old is Clover? And I'm like, let me tell you her whole life story. What is your drink routine when working out? Pre-workout, then protein shake, etc. So I work with PE Science. I use their prolific and high volume before. So that's what I have before my workout. And then after my workout, I have a protein shake and I also put creatine in it. I also have another question of if I take creatine. I do take creatine. I've been taking it for a few years. Helps with muscle gain, helps with recovery, helps with exercise performance, can help with brain function. So yeah, those are my drinks. Also, if you want to try PE Science, you can use code ASH to save and support favorite gym brands. Okay, what are my favorite gym brands? What is my favorite gym outfit? I would say if you go through my page, anything I post in is a brand that I love. I would not post brands that I do not love or that I would not buy myself. I would say my favorite brands are TLF, Define, Gymshark, Paragon. There's also a ton of good options on Amazon. I have a ton of workout stuff from Amazon. Jersey Yoga, Aoxtrox, they're all great. Anything that I have a discount code with or anything that I post in is something that I truly love. So yeah, those are my favorite brands. This is a really good one. What is your biggest pick-me-up when having a bad day? This kind of goes hand in hand with like, how do you go to the gym when you're not motivated? Honestly, the ability to work out. I majored in rec therapy. I've worked with a lot of people with disabilities, with spinal cord injuries, traumatic brain injuries, who are paralyzed, who cannot move their body, who would do anything to be able to regain their function or regain their ability to do certain things. So I think that is the best motivator. If not, I would say that's probably my biggest pick-me-up, is that anytime I'm feeling like I don't want to do something, or I'm like, oh, I have to go to work, or oh, I have to go to the gym, like I have a job, I'm able to go to the gym, I can move my body, I can run, I can stretch, I can jump. Just putting it into that perspective and being grateful for the abilities that you do have. And I don't know, I would just say like introspection, like taking a step out of your body and realizing how lucky you are. I would say that's my biggest motivator. What I tell myself whenever I'm feeling unmotivated or whenever I'm feeling negative is that someone somewhere would love the opportunity that I have. Not even the opportunity that I have, but the ability that I have. I think that's really important to remember. That I think just taking a step back and realizing how lucky you are just to be healthy and just to have the ability to do things, that's just a great thing to remember and a great thing to tell yourself. Here's all your jewelry from. I have a video on my TikTok on all of my jewelry, but I do get a lot of questions about my charm necklaces. All of my charm necklaces are from Shop Seabones. Go to my TikTok and I have it pinned on like where each bracelet is from. How do you edit your Instagram stories writing font? It's my handwriting. I use Procreate. I have an iPad and like an Apple Pencil. Upload the photo into it, draw on it, export it to my phone, and that's how I post it. So I think that's really it. Every other question is kind of like the same thing. We'll do one last question. Last question for the day is, do you self-tan or use tanning beds? Your tan is so good. Thank you. I do not use tanning beds. In the summer, I tan outside, but right now, like it's December right now, I use Loving Tan. I love all of their 2 hours. 99% of the time, what I'm using is their 2 hour. I do have a code with them. You can use code Ashlyn to save. It's not the cheapest, but I've tried most self-tan brands, and Loving Tan is by far my favorite. So, okay, I think we are going to call it a day today. If you have any other questions or concerns, anything, ideas, comment down below and I will try to answer you as quick as I can. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have the best day. Are you so pretty?